about relationships where there is, how do you say this? Severe tension. Yeah, this isn't about actually breaking up. I'm with my partner currently.
Okay.
If there's a lot of tension, okay,
Okay.
and it's mostly due to parenting and also like parenting arrangements. So I work a lot. They are staying home. They aren't okay with that anymore, even though I primarily bring the money in. What are your thoughts on that? Should I work around that in terms of should I take less hours, give them the opportunity to go out and work as well? I think it's fair, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So they originally agreed to being a stay-at-home wife.
Well, I think the word they didn't agree to it. We have children, and as having children, there are certain responsibilities. It kind of just happened by it was like a natural thing.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
understand. Yeah.
She just kind of
So
fell
I
into the
could
role.
time the things. I'm sorry. What was that?
She just kind of fell into the role.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been together?
10 years.
Okay. How many kids?
2.
What are the ages?
6 and 8.
Okay. And when you say tension has arisen because of this, what kind of tension? What are the arguments about?
Yeah, sure. It's mostly centered around them not being able to go out and work because they feel that they want to be able to. I feel like they've expressed that the reason is they want to be able to go out and like have more of a purpose outside of just being a stay-at-home mother. That's where the tension arises from. I kind of do understand it to an extent. I do. So, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know why I'm asking you. Sorry, I mean, I'm just here. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, so it's pretty much about, that. So they want to be able to work outside of just being home all the time.
Okay. Does she want to do full time?
Yeah, full time, yeah. And I told her that's fine. Now, the thing is, too, is that she's perfectly fine to do that. But the big issue was that my line of work, I'm typically gone. So I should have mentioned that I'm gone most of the time. So that's why it makes it more hard.
Like
So,
going like traveling or going just at work?
I'm traveling for work.
Okay. And you've been in this type of position since y'all been together?
Since I finished school, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
What did she do prior?
Prior to me meeting her?
Prior to her giving birth?
But prior to giving birth, she was a nurse.
She wants to go back to full-time nursing?
She does, yes. Which I'm okay with. That's perfectly fine. I just yeah, she wants to go back to nursing. Yeah, correct.
Okay. So what is the dilemma on your end?
Sure. So I'm a traveling master electrician. So I travel for work. And the dilemma is just going to be that if I did have to make this compromise, I make a majority of my money through per diem and traveling. If I do give that up, I lose a majority of my income, which is, I mean, I'm okay with. So, like, I don't know if you're aware, like, per diem and how traveling works. Where if I were to work locally, I only make around $35 to $40 an hour. With traveling, with per diem, I make around 75 to 80 per hour with the per diem. As a nurse, she could make similar to that. I would just be sacrificing a lot of the income, and I'd be more staying home with the children after school, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the dilemma would just be basically I give up a lot of the income. I basically take on a role. I shouldn't say it that way, but it wouldn't be like I mean I'm their father, but I'll just be home more, things like that. So
Okay. So you would have to sacrifice income to allow her the freedom to go out and go back to work.
correct, yeah. And then I would take on more of a role as just being home more. Correct, yeah.
Okay. And you don't mind doing this?
I do. I do mind to an extent.
Uh-huh.
It's just that I mind. I guess I would be like giving up a certain role. You know what I mean when I'm saying that, or I do mind, but I also understand. So I think obviously the right choice would just be to kind of give up traveling, come back, and work from home. But yeah, what do you think? Any thoughts on that? Do you understand where I'm
How
coming from at all?
reversible is the decision? Like if you
I'm
wanted to go
sorry, man.
back, if you wanted to go back to per diem pay, would that be a very easy switch?
It'd be very easy. Yeah,
Okay.
master electricians are pretty sought after. Yeah, it'd be very easy switch. Go back. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would look at it as like an experiment, like you try it out. But
Okay.
like, how long has she been a stay-at-home mother?
Since their birth,
How many years?
8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah.
And how old are you two?
Oh, I'm sorry. It cut out. I'm sorry. What did you say?
How old are you two?
Yeah. So I'm 33. She's 29.
That makes sense. That
So a
makes
lot of
sense.
her adolescent years.
Yeah, women get around 30, they start reflecting.
Correct. Correct. And when I say adolescent, I mean like her younger years
Right.
when she was younger. Yeah, it's true. I understand that too. Yeah.
Yeah, when they
So
get around 30, they start taking stock of their life. Want to switch it
yeah.
up. So, okay. Um hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I kind of know what the right. I know what you're probably going to say. Probably make that adjustment. It's just one of those things where it's been so ingrained and set in stone that's kind of going to be a big shift.
When did this conversation start? Like, has she been like begrudgingly staying home with the kids this entire time? Did she
Yes.
just so the entire time?
The entire time, and then about a year ago is when it started. Yeah,
Okay.
the conversations. Yeah.
Okay. But you know that she was like not happy with like being a stay-at-home mom the entire time.
I'm sorry, it cut out again. What was the last part you said?
You said that you are aware of her not being happy with being a single mother the entire time.
I'm not a stay-at-home mother. You mean? No, it would. I was aware of that about a year and a half ago.
Okay. That's what I was asking. I asked like was she begrudgingly taking on this mantle
Oh,
the entire time?
yes, he was. Yes,
The
yeah,
the entire time.
I would say so.
How
Yeah,
do you
I would
know?
say so. Um, I would say more through behavior. I would say because obviously, if someone finishes up school and they have certain, they have certain goals and like aspirations moving forward, and staying home obviously kind of like held them back from being able to do that. It didn't have to be directly said. You could just tell through behavior and through the way they were talking.
Okay. Okay, she's been feeling this way. All right. Well, yeah, I say if it's a very easily reversible decision for you, I'll say go ahead and do it.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
sacrifice you have to make, and you can look at it as like, okay, but she made the sacrifice for 8 years, so it's like it's like when you have a couple like one person put the other person through school, and then when they get out of school and they get their nice career, then they give the other person a break. Like it's kind of the dynamic. So, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, fair enough, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you, man.
no problem, Chief. You take care.
I made too.
What I was trying to tease out of that conversation was if this was a like new aha moment for her, or was it something that she always struggled with, right? Because if it was a new aha moment, it could be that she just wants an additional identity outside of just being a mother, right? Makes sense. That's fair. Um, but if it was like a new like desire, then maybe there was some compromise around what she could do to breathe life into that identity that does not require her to work a full-time position, right? But if she's been unhappy being a stay-at-home mom for 8 years, yeah, that's something she needs. She needs to go back to work. She needs to go back to work. For sure. Because if he's traveling, he's with them kids all the time by herself. All the time. It's not that deep. It's always that deep. You're just stupid. All right. Let's see. KJ Rowland. See if KJ connects. Come on, KJ. Come on, KJ. Come on, KJ. All right, KJ's not connecting. Come back when your connection improves, love. Gotta get off Boost Mobile, baby. Gotta get off Boost Mobile. No problem, Grayson. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm doing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hi.
There
Hey.
we go. Hello, how are you?
Okay.
All right.
Uh, I have a dating question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been out of the dating market for about, 2-3 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and I eased into it, I'd say a year ago, and then found somebody I connected with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm very picky and selective because I don't really truly click with people like that. And that didn't work out. Now I'm back into the dating scene, but I don't find the people who I'm looking for. Do you have any suggestions on that?
So, who are you looking for? What kind of people are you looking for?
I'd say like motivated, hungry, like people with ambition, people who are working on achieving a goal, someone like that.
Okay. And what have you tried so far to find a person like that?
I've tried, what is it? The dating apps. Tried. Sometimes I go to like a restaurant and just go by myself because I like to go to a restaurant by myself and go and get a booth to myself and do my work, or that's how I socialize.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm not socializing, but that's how I socialize.
Gotcha. And how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay. So, how long ago was your last relationship?
About 7 months ago.
And how long did it last?
Um, Honestly, truly, I didn't feel like it was a relationship, quote unquote, because the dynamic was very odd. I'm really used to, like, when you're in a relationship, your world is my world, and we combine them in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and that never happened. So yeah, I would say maybe for like a year, but we were talking for like a year prior to that.
Wait, so what was missing from that? You said that you want to combine worlds. What does that look like practically? Like specifically?
Practically, as in like after a period of time, if you're starting up a business, I help, or if your family is coming over, we, intertwine families, or whatever you got going on in your day, we communicate that so that way we can have open communication, things like that. I feel like that's basic dating, like basic when you're together. I don't know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they never combined worlds in a
Yeah.
sense.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Was that something that y'all talked about, or what was the holdup with that?
Yeah, that is something that I voiced, and they end up leaving to another state because there weren't their position was no longer remote, as that happened to me too. But at least I stayed in state, but he ended up leaving. So after that, it just deteriorated. So I was like, okay.
Gotcha. Got it. Okay. Well, when you brought that up, was there any kind of response from him? Like, what was his reasoning behind not doing those things?
In my opinion, it was very passive and basically telling me, I can't do that right now.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
All right. So, you want more ambitious men, and you've been approaching finding them by leveraging dating apps. So the main issue here is that your strategy is not targeted enough. dating apps do not select for ambitious men. So you're basically just, having a randomized approach to finding a specific type of person, which is not going to be effective, which you've already seen. So what I always tell people to do is to put themselves in what I call static environments, which are environments where you see the same people over and over again, right? You get to benefit from the mirror exposure effect, which is the more frequency you have of contact with a person, the more likely you'll be able to formulate some sort of romantic connection, right? You'll start liking someone just from spending a bunch of time with them. People fall for their coworkers all the time, classmates, all that type of stuff. People who they normally would not have had eyes for, through being exposed to their energy over time, something can start to develop, right? So with that being said, static environments are going to be the best play. They're significantly better than dating apps for a multitude of different reasons, but I'll just speak to the reason that you're optimizing for, which is finding a ambitious man. Static environments can filter for the type of person you're looking for, right? So again, it's defined as environments where you see the same people over and over and over again. I was just telling a client, because she also wanted an ambitious man. And I said, well, have you ever thought about doing something like Toastmasters? It's an organization that teaches public speaking, right? A man who is probably ambitious would probably want to speak publicly. Why else would you want to learn that skill set, right? So that's a static environment. Every time they meet, it's the same people at the meeting. And you get to have a little fellowship and conversation at the end of said meeting, right? So you just start putting yourself in spaces where people like that frequent. And then you...
What was that? What was the place that you said? I'm sorry.
Toastmasters. But I don't hyperfixate on that, though. Toastmasters is the name of the organization.
I understand, but
right.
at least it's a reference point. So.
Right. So just extrapolate from there and start letting the environment filter for you instead of you filtering the people, right? Like you may find one ambitious man out of like every 10 matches you have on a dating app, right? But if you put yourself in an environment where ambitious men go, every man you talk to is probably going to be ambitious.
Gotcha.
Increases your odds. So, but here's the thing though. Don't go there on the hunt for a man, right?
No,
you go there and you, like you do with the bar, it's like you just spread positive vibes. Like when there's women, if there's women there as well, which there should be, a lot of women go to Toastmasters as well, like befriend them. Because again, every platonic connection is a potential door to a romantic connection, right? Because they can introduce you to someone.
Me personally, I don't look for a relationship just because when it comes, it comes. You know what I mean? And I would not want to push something upon myself nor anybody else, you know?
Right. So that's going to be the approach that I would shift to. I would just take dating apps out the mix. It's just not. If they progressively get worse year after year, pre-COVID, decent, right? I met my ex on Tinder like, how long ago was that? Over a decade ago. Then it was possible. I met her back when you lied about dating apps. You had to come up with the origin story. It used to be frowned upon. When I was on Tinder, it wasn't mainstream. It was like, oh, you're on
I never been on Tinder.
Right? Tinder was the first one. Was the first like mainstream one. This predates Hinge and Bumble and all that other kind of stuff. So you didn't have any options. So, but that was back when like you would like lie, be like, oh, we met at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Right. It was one of those situations. But now it's like more accepted. Go ahead.
Honestly, my last relationship prior to that was like 9 years, and that took me a while to, get myself together and get ready to, venture out of that.
Right. So take this approach. I would say have more than one static environment you put yourself in, right? So if you do decide to do Toastmasters, have at least one more. And try to have genuine interest in whatever environment you're putting yourself in. So don't join a run club if you hate running. Because they're going to pick up on it. They're like, you seem to be very out of breath. We just started.
I actually like to run.
That's good.
I go on walks all the time. But yeah, I agree with that. And I didn't think of that, but yeah, I appreciate it.
And start thinking about what traits correlate, right? Because I would say fitness correlates with ambition.
Right. And I go to the gym, but like right now, I've been making my own Zen area. So I have my own equipment. So I have been going out to the gym. So I try to socialize a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I like to be in my house, I like to create my own atmosphere. So, yeah, so I've been trying to find other things to do that are outside of my house, but honestly, my house gives me peace, so.
Right. Then
Yeah.
when you have static environments like that are focused on some sort of activity, it makes socializing easier. I
Mhm.
find it's like harder to socialize when you're there to socialize.
Yeah.
It's almost easier to socialize if like there's a distraction from the socializing element of it, right? So like a
Mhm.
run club, it's like you're running, and after you run, I'm sure your endorphins are high and you're more likely to engage people because you're feeling good, right? So at least that's how my brain works. Like it was easier when I used to be shy in my teenage years, young adult years. Like if it was a game night or something like that, I'm way
Mhm.
more likely to engage socially than if I'm just going to a place exclusively to socialize. That makes sense.
Gotcha, it does. But I recently moved to a new place, and socializing hasn't been like a main priority of mine. So I'm originally from Palm Beach, and it's a lot easier. You step out and you can find something to do. If you're bored, you can find something to do. Where I am currently, it's more secluded and it's slow paced. So I've been trying to adapt, and that's been a process within itself. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be challenges. You might have to consider neighboring cities that are a bit more lively,
Mm.
things of that nature. But I mean, for the problem to exist, the solution must also exist. So you can make something happen.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, love. Best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Bye. All right, people, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, see this icon right here? It's a button below. Hit that, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Be advised, prices go up at the end of the month. It's the 25th. It's the 25th. Prices go up at the end of the month. So if you've been sucking your thumb on this shit, should I? Well, should I pay? All right. Now's the opportunity. Now's your opportunity. Because when the clock strikes 12, first, oh, with out of there. Okay? Okay. All right, let's see here. What's up, dude? Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, love. What can I do for you?
I think the question I have is I work a lot
Mm-hmm.
and I find that some of the professional men dating, they're very needy.
In what way?
Like, so I do hospital medicine, so I work 1 week, it's like 84 hours. 1 week I have a week off. But on my week on, there's a guy I was dating. He's more of an entrepreneur, and like he wants me to pick up when he calls, text him back when he texts. And I had to explain several times, like, hey, like in real time, if I'm talking to a patient, putting in orders, doing things, I really can't respond to you. And I don't know, he's like, oh, no one's that busy 24/7. I'm like, it's not that I'm busy. I have a lot of busy work when I'm in the hospital. And I find a lot of men, it's like, I'm not trying to ghost you, but sometimes my time is really limited.
So what's your question here, love?
How, I guess, is it the professional man thing? I guess they're used to having women with more free time. I don't know how to communicate. I've run into it a couple times is I like the guy, but I just can't give him time when he wants the time. I guess how to figure like a balance.
When you say professional men, is that the only type of men that you date?
I dated other guys, but I find that some of them are intimidated. not because I lead with my degree, but because they feel like they may not be able to, I don't know, court me how they want to court me because their finances may not be there. So I try to find guys I have common interest with. And sometimes they're professional, sometimes they're not. But if they're not, I can tell they get a little intimidated.
Okay. So you're primarily dating successful men, like professional men, by per your own description.
Only because I'm in adjacent to them,
No,
not because I
that's
seek
fine.
them out.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just asking. I'm just getting clarity there.
Yes.
So, a professional meaning like they are, advanced in their careers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, advancing the careers, they have their own little thing going on outside of their career, maybe a side business, or they have other things of their interest that they're pursuing. They have
Gotcha.
hobbies.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that there's probably a lot of truth to what you're saying, because of this whole like high value man narrative that has went viral over the past like 5 or so years, probably longer. So, when people be like, I'm the prize, that kind of shit. Um, a lot of guys are watching a lot of. This is what's ruining. I know you can argue that I'm part of the problem. I'd like to think I'm part of the solution. But one of the problem is there's just so much dating advice out there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to discern the healthy advice from the unhealthy advice, right? A lot of people just look at anyone giving advice and they're like, okay, well, this person must know what they're talking about, right? So a lot of people give piss poor advice. And what a lot of men are being told is if a woman is really for you, so they're being told a couple of things. One, if you're a man of this caliber, you should have things your way regardless because you're so rare, right? You're the prize. And that's dangerous because it's true. You are rare, right? Like a man who is financially successful is a rare person. And then two, they're being told that if a woman is really interested in you, they're going to behave this way at all times. The analogy that's always used a lot of these guys are probably hearing who are talking to you is if Chris Brown called you, you would answer immediately and replace Chris Brown with whatever celebrity crush you have. And there's truth to that. If you knew your celebrity crush was calling, you would let the patient flatline. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna revive you. Let me go ahead and get this call real quick, right? So that's like their logic. So it's like if you not doing that, it's because you have not prioritized me. And if you haven't prioritized me, then like this is what's going on with men and women. You have a group of women who talk about like this whole 50-50 conversation. What they're really doing is they're competing with other women. So they don't like the fact that other women can have someone pay all their bills. Because if I have to help pay, and she doesn't, she's better than me. Right? The male version of that is you would have answered the guy who you really want, you would answer his call. That's how they're thinking. They're like, you would answer his call. The guy who you really want, who you just get weak in the knees over, if he called you, you would answer his call regardless. That's the thought process. But that's crushing. That's fucking everything up. But that's what's going on. I don't think it's more so neediness. I mean, it is neediness, but it's also like them trying to get a gauge on how much of a priority they are to you. So when you say you're busy, what they hear is you're too busy for them.
Oh, I see.
Right? So it's hard to discern between this because some of that is true. Right? Some of that is true. Like if the one that got away, how old are you?
39.
39. So if the one that got away called you, you might be more inclined to answer, right? Now there's a lot of nuance that's missing from that. So it becomes an oversimplified argument, right? Because the one that got away, you have a lot of shared history with. So of course he's a higher priority. The person who you just are now getting to know has to earn that priority, right? We haven't been dating long enough for me to make you the priority in my life. But a lot of men want to be the priority in your life immediately because they have this like, what's the opposite of a fantasy? a nightmare scenario in their head that there is a guy out there who you could meet right off the bat and then make him a priority immediately. So they're competing with a ghost essentially. So what are you to do with that? I'm glad you didn't ask. But my question for you is, where are you meeting these men? Right? You said that these are men who are in proximity to you. Proximity how? How are you meeting them? Let's start there.
Work events. Sometimes like a friend of a friend. If I get invited somewhere, I'll go. But mostly it's like events I get invited to.
And how many men are behaving this way with you in the past year?
I would say like a few.
What's a few? Give me a number, even if you have to guess.
I've talked to a couple guys. I would say like 3 or 4 that I've talked to, where it's like they get disappointed if I don't respond quickly. I leave my red receipts on because I read it, and then when I have time, like after work, I do message them. But because I didn't respond quickly, it's like a slap in their face.
Gotcha. Are they, so when you meet them for the first time, when things are just now when you're starting to formulate that connection, are you letting them know how busy your schedule is?
I do. I let them know, like, hey, this week, this is my work schedule, but the next week I have more time. But when I'm working, and sometimes I just want to, like, get off work and just relax and decompress. Like, I've been talking all day. And it's not personal, but if I do have time, I do let them know, like, let me call you back in, like, this day or this time. Like, are you free?
Okay.
So I let them know. It's just they want immediate, like, oh, like, why are you waiting a couple days to message me or text me back?
Okay. So a couple of days, you said?
Yes, a couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of days. I'm starting to see what the issue is here, love. Starting to see what the issue is here.
But
So,
it's not even them, it's family too. Like if I'm busy
oh no,
because I work
I
7
get
a.m.
it.
to 7 p.m. If
No,
I get
no.
off,
Let me be
I
clear.
only have a couple hours to myself.
Let me be clear. I understand. I get it. Right? People aren't factoring in energy into the equation. They're looking at time. So they're looking at, oh, you have the time, meaning like all of your time is not accounted for. They're not looking at starting a conversation is an investment of energy, and I don't have the energy to do that right now. Right? Fair enough. But what's also true is you're probably not going to have a romantic connection with that cadence of communication. If somebody's dating you and they're trying to take you seriously and be intentional, go multiple days without contacting them. I don't know many people who are going to be okay with that.
That's true. I guess I can work on responding. Maybe it'll be hard. Couple hours.
I agree. It is going to be, that's quite the challenge, right? So you said you're a nurse, right? That's what is taking the most of your time?
No, I'm not a nurse.
What are you?
I'm a doctor.
A doctor. Okay. Sorry for assuming. What kind of doctor are you?
I do internal medicine.
Internal medicine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's rough, love. That's rough. That's rough.
I know.
That's really
That's what I'm
rough.
saying. Like when you get from the hospital, you don't want to like. Sometimes you just want to just relax, like just sit in the car, just mellow out.
Right.
It's not intentional.
So, are any of these men that you're dating, are they doctors?
No. One is like cybersecurity. Others like an engineer. There's others that they have way more time on their hands than me. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, they don't understand. They don't
What was
understand.
that?
They don't understand the constraints of your profession.
Yeah,
How
they have
draining
way
it
more
is.
time, like way more flexibility and ability to just like have a couple of hours free or a weekend free.
So,
And
why not date someone else in the medical field? Has that not like worked out for you? Well, hold on. What? What happened? Why not? Why not?
those men have like complexes, like, and then I just couldn't.
What kind of complexes? Now I'm curious. What kind of complex do they have?
They assume that like God complexes only because a lot of male doctors are around a lot of female nurses and they just wait on them hand and foot. I don't like the dynamic of some male doctors.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Um, yeah, this is going to be a challenging one to face if you have, because, okay, where are you meeting the cybersecurity people? Like, how are you meeting them?
When I lived in like Maryland, my sister would introduce me to like friends of friends, like, hey, come out. My sister would make the effort to get me out more. So she would invite me to events or some of her coworkers or like different African social events she would invite me to, so I would go.
Okay. I would, I think you're selecting for the wrong person, right? So you're selecting for people who equate your earnings, but they don't have understanding of your actual time and energy constraints, right? So I would look at this like look at the feedback that you're receiving from reality and then adjust. It's like if you're giving a prescription to a client, right? If you're giving medication and it's not solving the problem, it's like, okay, we need to switch strategies, right? So that's what you have to do in this situation. So I think finding someone who is busy as well could be a good switch of strategies, right? So, for example, you date an entrepreneur, someone who runs a business or multiple businesses. They probably know what it's like to always be on,
Yeah.
right? So they'll be more empathetic. Now, the challenge there is going to be how do you sync your schedules? It's going to be a challenge that you have to navigate, but I think that's going to be an easier challenge than the one you're currently facing, which is I don't think you're into me because you're not testing me. Someone who is just as
Okay.
busy as you is probably going to understand what that is like, right? You already say you don't want to date doctors, so the next best thing that I can think of who also would kind of empathize with your situation is someone who's putting fires out all day, which is a business owner.
Okay.
So you need to, your sister's not probably not gonna be able to introduce you to business owners, right? So you probably would need to take like the static environment approach and start putting yourself in environments that people who are more entrepreneurial would probably flock to, right? So that would be conferences, networking opportunities, um, high end gyms is a good one. Yeah. Don't, but also be open to dating other people. Like, don't think like I have to date a business owner. Still be open to dating other people of other professions. But I'm just telling you like how to think about this to alleviate the specific constraint that you're facing.
I've dated blue collar guys too, but that's like a separate issues. Like I've dated guys I met at the gym or
Hmm.
gone on dates with them, but it's I don't know. I find because I always say I'm in healthcare. I never say what I do
Okay.
because I. But then once they start prying more, then it goes like, oh, then it's like a switch.
That's a switch. What's the switch?
The switch is like, oh damn, I don't think this like I could be with her long term
It's hard
because
because
I'm not this person.
right, you out
But
earned
I
them.
like them because I met them at the gym, not because of their money.
Right. It's hard. It's hard. Um, with a lot of men, like it's some men won't be as threatened by that, but some are immediately like, I don't know about that, right? Even if you tell them it's okay, they're probably projecting into the future of like one day you not being okay with the income gap.
Yeah.
as well as the pressure that's on them. And it's like, well, will she even listen to me or like kind of like allow me to lead in any way if she out earns me to such a large degree? All valid concerns, because those are actual problems that people in that situation face. I've heard women say that it's hard for them to listen to a man who they out earn, even if they want to. It's hard. You may not be in that situation, but men have experienced that. So that's why a lot of them are kind of gun shy on those situations. So, yeah, still be open, but have a strategy. That's how you want to
Okay.
play it. Be open to any kind of serendipitous connection. That may, even if it's a doctor, all right, be a little open, but have a strategy that can bring to you the type of people who may be a bit more understanding of your predicament.
Okay. I will.
All right,
Thank you.
no problem, love. You take care.
You too.
All right. Bro, I could have swore she said she was a nurse. I could have swore she said it. But yeah, internal medicine doctor. If any of y'all want to shoot, be my guest. Any people out there who don't require, who are okay with the 72-hour response time? Any of my guys in the chat okay with that? Okay with texting Shorty on Monday and she gets back to you on like a Wednesday or a Thursday? If so, shoot your shot. That was hard when I did at med school too. When I did at med school, she was busy. Shorty was busy. But she made time. So it worked out for a little while. Made time and it worked out for a little while. Who here has dated a doctor before? I'm curious. Anyone dated anyone in the medical profession? Not nurses, doctors. Doctors. Yeah, Maya, what you do for a living? I'm sure you probably tried out a few. Little test drive. Surgeon with no personality. Right. That is the one area I've never dated actually. I enjoyed it. It was very stimulating for me. I would tell her about studies I read. I was like, did you know that birth control like can affect the type of men that you are attracted to? And she was like, that's not true. I'm like, I read that it's true. I defer to you. You're the doctor, but I read that it's true. There were so many times I told her shit like that, and then she would go look at the studies, and she was like, you were right about this shit. You actually were right about that. I didn't. You the doctor. You the doctor. I'm very curious. So that's fascinating to me though, that birth control can change the type of men you desire. Fascinating. I work with them, they have God complexes. I've always heard that surgeons have God complexes, not just any like doctor. There's always surgeons that I heard growing up. Probably hard not to with that profession, to be honest with you. What Jay-Z said, he got to cut himself to see if he still bleeds. When you win that frequently, it's probably hard to keep yourself grounded and humble. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I'm really like I think I messed up and I need help.
All right, what's going on?
So there's this guy I met at work and we've been training for the past I'm sorry, how are you? First of all, how are you
I was
doing?
about to be offended because I wasn't asked that question yet, but
I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate it. I'm
My
good,
mind is
love.
racing.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm hopefully get better after this call.
Okay.
So me and this guy, we've been so he's been taking me home. We've been in training. It's a new job that we started. And he's been taking me home every day. So it's like a 40-minute drive home. So we've been bonding a lot. It's been 2 weeks now that he's been taking me home. And so last week, I asked for his number, and so I got his number. We were in the car, and then this week we were texting, and I was like, "Hey, like, you wanna go with me downtown, and I can return something, whatever, da da da." Just trying to make an excuse really to hang out with him outside of work because I wear scrubs, so I'm like, I want him to see me outside of my scrubs. But then this weekend, yesterday, we were kind of texting, and then he just got really slow with it. And then this morning, though, he texted me. He said, "Hey, I hope your weekend is going well." I'm like, "Okay, that's good." Like, you know, he's providing effort. And then I texted him back, and then it took hours. And then I was like, "Hey, like, do you want to go around 1 or 2?" I was like, "Hey, do you want to go downtown today?" And he was like, "What time, sweetheart?" So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, he is feeling me. And then so I said around 1 or 2. And then it was just like crickets. And then he texted me at like 1:30. And he just said "hey" with 2 Y's. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. He never responded to around 1 or 2. So he said "hey" with 2 Y's, and then I just said "hey" because I'm kind of like not really feeling it because I don't know. So then I just texted him back "hey," and then he said "what you doing?" And I'm like, at this point I'm getting annoyed, so I just saw him chilling. You didn't answer. So then I texted him, and this is where I got messed up. So I texted him and I said, "Hey," his name, like, "if you don't want to go, like, it's okay." And then he like just left me on red. And see, I worked really hard to just like learn to love myself, So I'm like, should I call him? Should I not call him? Like, because we're friends, you know, like nothing has stepped out of that like boundary, but we've been flirting, like we've been holding eye contact, like we had eye contact one time for 5 seconds. I thought they were gonna kiss, but there's been things I'm like, I know that we're like kind of feeling each other. So I don't know. So I did end up calling him. And then he hung up. He used the iPhone text, "can I call you later?" And I was like, sure. Then he called me back, and he just kind of explained to me, he's like, "Hey, sorry, like, basically he was up all night with his family. Like, he said till like 3 a.m. or something like that. And I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that's what he said. And he just said he was tired. And I'm like, okay. Well, he's like, "Do you still want to go today?" And I'm like, "No, like, not if you're tired. Like, you're cool. Like, it's whatever." And then he was just like, "You sure you don't want to go?" Like, he's like, "I don't mind taking you." I'm like, "No, like, I'm not going to force you to take me, whatever, da da da." And then that was just kind of it. And he just asked me, like, what I did this weekend and how I was. And yeah. But I know that he is currently in nursing school. So I know he's really busy with that. I know like they can't get under like a B in anything, so I can't imagine how hard that is. Plus work, but I don't know. He's a very handsome man, so I know he got girls on his line. I know he does. So I just don't know. Like, I don't know.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 22.
Okay.
He's 25.
He's 25, you're 22.
Yeah.
Well, so what's your question?
He's coming to my birthday next weekend, by the way, too.
What's your birthday?
It's it's Wednesday, but I'm celebrating it on Saturday. We're gonna go to a comedy club.
Okay. So it's like a lot of people coming through?
No, I just asked him because I just moved back home, and I'm not friends with any of the people I was friends with.
Oh. So it's just
Yeah.
the two. Does he know it's gonna be just the two of you?
Yeah.
When did he agree to that?
Like the beginning of last week.
Before the rest of this stuff transpired?
Yes.
Okay. Do you normally shoot your shot like that?
I used to. I have not in a long time. I haven't really dated. Like, I leave at the first red flag. But this
Right.
guy, he's just been like,
How did
talk
that-
about God a lot.
So how long did you know him before you shot your shot?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you used to shoot your shot like this, how did that work out for you?
Good, but in a different way. Like, I led with my body. I don't lead like that anymore.
Gotcha. So I would change strategies because oftentimes men are conditioned to view women who are this forward with it as fun times. Okay. So Your position in the feminine role, is just to create an opening. You create an
Yeah.
opening just by having a conversation, just by giving a compliment, right? Not by asking for the number or planning dates. That's you'll be a little bit too heavy-handed for it. Guys are suspicious of that, especially if the woman's really pretty. We're suspicious. So why is it so easy here? I don't understand, right? So, um, are you trying to see if this is a salvageable connection?
Yeah, I kind of want to know how to move because I don't want to come off as desperate, like in whatsoever, because I'm truly not. I just didn't want to seem weird. Like, oh, why is she jumping to the conclusion that I don't want to talk, that I don't want to go? Because I didn't really ask him. I was just like, hey, if you don't want to go, like, it's okay. So I know that was me jumping, and
Right.
I didn't like that I did that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to recover from this stuff. You just got to stop the bleeding. So don't reach out anymore. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Don't initiate shit. Don't reach out no more. If he reaches out to you, you can respond very warmly. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't be cold. Respond very warmly. But don't you initiate. Don't you initiate. Reduce your conversational ability via text by like 40%. So don't initiate anything. No, you trying to keep the conversation going. If he wants to keep the conversation going, let him keep the conversation going. Right? You're creating space for him to pursue if he wants to pursue. Now, if he doesn't pursue, which he might not, because you say he's a very attractive man, 25, like he's in nursing school, right? Probably a lot of options. You're not the only one to ask him for his number, more than likely. So you gotta play a different game. People like that. Worst thing you can be for like really attractive men is easy. Worst thing you can be. Who do you think when these attractive, these very desirable men, when they marry someone, they always say the same thing. It's like she was different from the rest. 100% of the time.
I know he feels that way about me.
How do you know that?
Because like I said in our car rides home, it's like an hour long, and like we talk about God, and like he told me about his past, and I told him a little bit about mine. I didn't want to go too deep because I feel like a man shouldn't know all that right off bat. And he's like, he told me multiple times, he's like, I really just feel like, and okay, let me talk. My brain moves too fast. And he was like, he's like, you are just, yeah, he's like, I feel like you're someone I should just really just get to know and have in my life. He's like, you don't act like a lot of women that I've come across before.
I have a camera right
Because
now.
I
I'm
don't.
pretending like we're in the office. I have another camera right here. So as you were talking, making a face at this camera.
Yeah.
So this is adorable because you're 22. So it's like you have a lot of learning to do when it comes to words that people say. You're in a car with a person for an hour. They're making conversation, which you love.
Yeah.
So there may be a kernel of truth to what he's saying, but you hear a lot of women say that that's a line that a lot of
Yeah.
men tell women. Well, you're different from the rest.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking.
Right, different from the
Yeah.
rest is like in behavior and vibe normally. Right?
Yeah.
So like for me,
Like, yeah.
I give you like personal experience with me. Different from the rest is I chose my ex for this reason, and this is also something that I vet for, is women who are actually interested in what I got going on. To me, that's different from the rest, right? Because a lot of women I've dated are just physically attracted to me, and I can tell because they don't have any interest in what I got going on. Right? They may like to converse. They may like to go out. They may like to do grown-up activities. but they're not really trying to understand my inner world, right? That is incredibly rare. That's incredibly rare. And when I come across it, that's normally someone that I take a bit more seriously, right? I literally was dating my ex and like a couple of other women at the same time, and she was the only one who showcased any interest in what I was doing professionally. And then she got chose for that reason, because the rest of them were so fucking self-centered that they never even thought to ask a question, right? So that's what being different from the rest is, not just being interesting to talk to. It's like having other qualities that a lot of women don't possess, right? So you want to be countercultural. So whatever the culture is doing, you want to kind of go in the opposite direction. If you see all the women out there shaking their ass, you keep your ass still.
Of course.
Static ass, stable ass, right? Don't shake that ass.
Yeah.
Keep that ass unshooketh, all right? And that's how you want to do. That's how you're actually going to stand out, all right? But the approach I just told you with this guy's going to stop the bleeding, and you're going to create the space for him to actively pursue you if he chooses to do so. Okay?
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that.
All right, love. Keep me posted on how it goes.
Thank you. I
No
will.
problem. You take care.
Bye.
Bye. She has like neurodivergent energy. I think she said like my brain's moving too fast. It's probably ADHD or something like that. Just be yourself. Well-meaning advice, problem, most people don't know themselves. Especially at 22. Most people don't know themselves, so just be yourself falls upon deaf ears, because who is that? I wear a mask all day. You feel so bad? Why? Why do you feel bad? Why do you also, people, you want your 1 hour coaching call? We go a lot deeper than we go in these lives. This icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Prices go up at the end of the month. I would act sooner than later. Okay? Sooner than later. But I hope Shorty isn't cooked. I hope she's not cooked. She needs a church mother. Why do you say that? Life will teach her. Life will teach her what? What is she going to learn? What is she going to learn? Yeah, she gonna find another person. She's a good looking woman. So that shouldn't be hard. But she might like him pretty. That's difficult. That's difficult. Okay. Let's bring up another caller. Where my guys at, man? Let me see if we got any fellas want to join in. Let me see. Where my guys at? Is that carpool in silence? Right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm alright.
What can I do for you?
Just like going through it, you know.
Going through what? Talk to me.
So it's a little bit of like a bumpy story. Are you okay with like a longer story? Do you want me to try to make it short?
Yeah, as long as it's just try to give me like the summary, and I'll ask questions. I'm gonna ask you a lot of
Alright.
questions after you tell it.
And I'll try to make it like TikTok appropriate.
Okay.
So I've been with my partner. Okay, I'm 23. I've been with my partner since I was 19. He is in his early 30s. And so there's like a little bit of an age gap. Our like intimate part of our relationship was struggling for a little bit. And so I like emotionally cheated on him with another guy. And he found out about it. and then tried to like get me pregnant to keep me in the relationship. And then we tried to like work through it. He made me tell my like whole family what happened, and didn't want to tell his family, and then is making us like move about an hour and a half away, and he just basically wants to like start fresh and start over, and I just like don't know how I'm feeling.
Right. How did it okay, so you say you were struggling with intimacy. What was that about?
So I'll try to keep it like appropriate. We're both like pretty kinky, but our kinks aren't aligned, and like the way that he was treating me wasn't making me feel great, and so I think I was like seeking validation from someone else, which like I know isn't right in a relationship. I've also like recently found God a lot more after this whole incident, and that's something that's become very important to me, but he's very anti-religion, and so that's been like a little bit of a struggle for us too.
When you said kinks, I didn't know God was the next thing you were going to list. So let's take it one at a time, shall we? What kinks are we talking about?
It's okay if I say it on your live? Okay, so he's really into like degradation and humiliation and free use, and I'm really into like praise and like daddy doms and like a little bit of like BDSM, but very like possessive. Like I very much just want it to be like one-on-one with my partner.
Gotcha. So you have a kink-based relationship. So
Definitely started kink-based. Like when we met, he was my boss, and
Right.
that's how we met. But
Right.
it like flourished into something else.
Gotcha. But there's still that like dom sub dynamic here.
There is now. There wasn't for a while. For a while, it was just like pretty normal vanilla sex because what we were craving from each other wasn't aligned.
Okay. What was not aligned kink wise?
Like he's just like really into kind of like degradation and sharing and maybe like a little bit rougher, and I'm more into like praise and worshiping and like still kinky but just on like the softer side of it, I suppose.
Gotcha. Okay. So how long have y'all been together?
We've been together about 4 years.
And how did y'all meet?
We met at work. He was my boss.
Okay. It was like a set store. Where was y'all working? Where were y'all working?
So it was at a university. I was working as like kind of like a TA, and he was the dean of the program.
Okay. So y'all had that issue. So okay, how did y'all navigate the issues with like the difference in proclivities like for 4 years? What was that like?
How did we navigate the difference before the issue?
Yeah, you were together for 4 years, so it's like I'm sure it was a problem at the beginning, right?
Well, so at the beginning, he seemed to be really into the exact same things as I was, and it kind of played into the dynamic of our power imbalance and the position that he was in, the position I was in, and it all just kind of aligned really well. But when I stopped working for him and he asked me to move in with him and our relationship got a little bit more serious, that's when some of his other kind of darker sides came out.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. And you said that it wasn't like a dom sub dynamic like in the middle of the relationship.
Yeah.
So y'all got closer, and then like that kind of changed it to like a more what? How would you describe it? Like a softer connection.
I would say, yeah, it was just like a little bit more domestic, maybe. Like we were living together and things were pretty like vanilla, pretty normal for a while. And that was because he tried to get into some rougher stuff. He tried to get more into like sharing me with other people. And I communicated that it's something I wasn't comfortable with. and he just kind of stopped doing the things that I was interested in, and it just became a little bit more vanilla for a while, which was fine, but it wasn't like satisfying.
Gotcha. And then how did you? So your dissatisfaction with the connection led you to emotionally cheat with whom?
So it was with a boy from my hometown. He was my pastor's son, and we like grew up together. And we were kind of like dating in high school. And I went to him to like seek advice, and then it just kind of blossomed into something a little bit more intimate. It was all like through like texts and calls and like coffee chats. Like nothing ever came of it, but I felt like it was wrong. Like I had done something wrong. I felt like it was emotionally cheating.
And how did your boyfriend find out about it?
He found out about it because he was going through my phone when I came home drunk one night, and he was looking through the texts, and he also felt like it had crossed a line.
So what did he say to you?
He confronted me about it. He woke me up by throwing a pillow at me, and just like confronted me. There was like a couple days worth of like yelling and arguing, and he told me like there was a lot of sexual things too that came from it. Like he was like, every morning you have to like wake up and do something sexual for me. Every day you have to like send me a nude photo. Every day you have to like worship me. Like there were a lot of things that came from it because I think he was feeling vulnerable, and he was feeling like I wasn't all in on the relationship, or like I didn't love him as much. So there were a lot of things that he had me do to show that I was like sorry, which for a while I felt really, really guilty. But now I'm feeling a little bit stuck because I feel like that might have been wrong of him too, to react that way.
Okay. And that's when he started to like reestablish like a dom sub dynamic?
Yeah, a little bit. And like he wants, like we're moving about an hour and a half away, and he's like really wanting to like get me pregnant. Like he threw out all of my birth control, and he just like wants to like get, like he proposed, he wants to get married, like he's ready to like start a full life. But I just feel like everything is happening really quickly, and it's not to say that I'm not like happy and that I don't love him, but I'm also just seeing some like possibly red flags that I'm getting a little bit worried about.
Okay. How did you respond to these requests? Like specifically the moving request as well as the get pregnant request?
The moving request, I don't really have a choice because he pays all of the bills, and it's his house that we're living in, and like he's the breadwinner. So sometimes I kind of feel like I just have to go along with whatever he wants because he's the one who like makes all the financial decisions because he's the one with the finances.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about the getting pregnant request?
Well, I'm only 23. Like, I don't really feel ready to be a mom yet. I feel like I'm still growing, still, you know, developing, still learning about life myself. And I'm also like a big believer that like when you get married, that's it for you. Like, that's your person. And as a Christian, I think like it's really important to feel connected and like that's your one true partner, right? And so because I'm having these doubts, I know for sure I don't want to get pregnant before I'm married, and I know for sure that like I want to be 100% before I commit to a whole life with someone.
But what did you say to him?
When he asked me, well, he didn't really ask to get me pregnant. Like, it was more, and again, like, I'm sorry because this is a TikTok live, so I'll try to keep it somewhat PG, but like it's more like in the bedroom with like breeding, or like I'm gonna make you mine, or like this is like mine. Gotcha. Like you mine to use kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So how did you start getting closer to God? Where did that come from? What was the timing of that?
I grew up quite Christian. Mm-hmm. In college, I strayed a little bit, and I think that a lot of that came from external temptation. Definitely came a little bit from him because he's not a man of God. And I started getting closer to God again after the emotional cheating because I think I realized just how far my own values and my own morals had been straying. And it was a little bit of a wake-up call for me that I needed to reconnect myself with Jesus first.
Okay. Well, you do know reconnecting with Jesus is the end of your relationship, right? Which is a good thing, but Jesus is not compatible with this relationship.
I just feel really attached because it's like my first real relationship, my first like my first person. He's seen me through so much. Like, he helped me finish school. I feel like there's a lot of like value in the relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
But I also worry because for me it's important for the person I married to be Christian, and he's made no effort to see God from my perspective. He just kind of thinks it's a bit of a joke.
Right, right. But I mean, this person is extremely possessive and damaged, for lack of a better word. Like, when he was telling you all the sexual favors that you had to do, it wasn't so you can make it up for him. To him, it was to establish a power dynamic.
I also feel like a little, like, I don't want to say stuck. I feel like I'm making it sound worse than it is, but like, I don't work, he pays for everything.
Right.
Like, I just don't really know. Like, I feel like I should be grateful, you know? Like, I feel like I was just like a fresh adult when we met, and like, he's really guided me a lot, taught me a lot, helped me like financially, and given me like a home and a safe space, and like provided all these things. So I just
But
don't know like what I would do if I ended this
let
relationship.
me just tell you, that was all what we call a covert contract. Someone who was doing all those things from a place of generosity would not react in the way that he did, which is establish another power dynamic, try to intentionally get you pregnant, and then move you an hour and a half away. That's someone who was doing those things so that you would remain theirs, while also keeping you in a position to need them. All the stuff he did for you, it doesn't sound like anything that he did was more so to empower you to independence. No, he didn't empower you.
He helped me finish school.
Right. But none of this stuff that he gave you was to empower you for independence. He wants you to need him. But
is it wrong to need a man?
It's not morally wrong. It is unwise. Let's say he dies. Now what? You don't know how to do anything. Because he was doing everything, right? That's not what a loving, father figure, in a sense, is going to, or someone who loves you is going to want the best for you. The best for you is for you to have the capability to take care of yourself. Even if you're going to remain in a relationship, you still have the ability to take care of yourself.
That's true. I think it was because, like, it's not that I'm opposed to getting a job. It's because he just wants me, like, at home doing the cooking, the cleaning, like, taking care of the house,
Yeah.
And he makes the money.
Yeah,
on
emphasis.
the other half. So I think it was more just like the balance.
Emphasis.
It's not that I'm opposed to working.
Yeah, I didn't say you were, but emphasis on he wants you to do those things because it serves the vision that he has for you and him together. Right? You have to understand, this person is very strongly imprinted on you because y'all met when you were so young, and then the type of sex that y'all were having is going to leave a strong imprint on a person. Right? It's almost like hypnotic in a way. It's very suggestive. You probably repeated affirmations in the bedroom, in a sense.
Yeah,
That
for
you're now kind of living out. So this is a bad situation, love. This is a bad situation. It's not going to do anything but get worse. The worst thing you can do is actually move with this man, and worse than that is to have his child. I'm telling you. And if you stay with him, you're going to have his child. It's going to happen. He saw you stray. Like, he doesn't mind sharing you if it's his idea to share you, because he's controlling it. You step out without his blessing, he's not in control. That fucks with him. People who need control don't have any control internally. All controlling people are out of control inside. So they try to put their inner world together by controlling their external world and controlling other people. Right? So that's why he's controlling towards you, because you're with someone who is kind of unstable themselves. Okay? So this does not go well for you. If you stay here, 30-year-old you cries and weeps that she didn't listen on this call.
But I think that maybe I'm like painting him out to be worse than he is. Like,
No, you're
because
not.
I'm,
You're not.
like,
You're not.
because
I mean, you
feeling
gave me.
some type
You
of
gave
way.
me. This is the problem with when you have people who are not good actors in your life, is you start to weaponize empathy against yourself, and you start to look at, like, I'm sure Adolf got good Christmas gifts and shit like that, right? Like, no matter what like atrocious person you picked, I'm sure there was good qualities that they had. No one's
Yeah,
purely
and I mean,
evil.
like, he's like, I feel like the other thing too is everyone loves him. Like, he's very charismatic. He's charming.
Yeah, but
like,
he's not.
He's
He's
good
not.
with people.
He's not trying to get them pregnant and move them far away. So of course they do, right? So, telling you, it's your life. You do what you want, but it's very interesting to me that you're in this dynamic and you're trying to get close to Jesus Christ, because this is the complete opposite of the situation you would want you in. The complete opposite. Complete opposite.
You think so?
No, sir. For a fact,
So what do you think I should do?
you should leave the situation. As hard as that is, just leave the situation.
I don't know. I feel like that's where it's heading, but at the same time, like, I can't help but feel like some of it is my fault, because I feel like it snowballed after I emotionally cheated.
Right. But even
Like,
that
don't you
was
think I
even
have to
that
take
was
the big
even that was you seeking escape from a situation that you felt like you were no longer aligned with. That's not to make excuses for you. It was still the wrong thing to do. But why did you do the wrong thing? It's because there was a need that wasn't being fulfilled.
I guess I'm also like worried about if I do end things, how it will like look for me and how it will affect him and like his life. And I guess I'm just like worried about some of the impact of it.
Right. Well, you take it one step at a time. This is cross that bridge when you get to a territory. It's the last thing I'm gonna tell you, love, 'cause I gotta keep it moving. But like I said, 30-year-olds, you regress this. Don't you remember me saying that? So when the years pass and you're 30 and you got a couple of kids in the crib, and he's more evil now because now he knows he has you because you've had his children, you are going to regret it. Okay? You're going to regret it. So you do with that what you will. Open that Bible up. You went closer to God, and you have to read God's word. You don't know God clearly.
appreciate
If you knew God, you wouldn't be questioning whether or not He want this for you. So you gotta open up that book, read it, and hopefully you come to the right conclusion. Okay?
Okay,
Take care.
amen. Thank you.
How many of my guys just shot her a DM when she said she was into certain kinks? I already know you did. Just go ahead and raise your hand in the chat. Go ahead and reveal yourself. How many of y'all went to the page and shot in the DMs immediately? Oh, that's how you holding it? That's how you getting down? Bet. Who did it? Who did it? Oh, you gonna get quiet now. I'll be quiet. Huh? Just Mr. O'Neal. I'm 6'3", just saying. Just saying. I'm also called daddy sometimes, just saying. Listen. Yes, whoever said essay, a lot of those kinks are related to essay. They don't just come out of nowhere. There's something god awful that happened when they were young that unlocks that kind of stuff. Anyone want to guess what race he is? Who has a degradation kink? Anyone want to guess? Degradation kink. Wow. Yikes. Whoa. Translucent people. That's funny. Yeah, bit awkward. I don't know, because R. Kelly was in a degradation? Degradation? I didn't know that. I just knew he pissed on people. I didn't know he did more than that. No, you're thinking him urinating on something. I guess. I don't know. I'm no expert. I'm talking about, my understanding of that is like they want you to degrade them. Am I conflating that? And I'm gonna have to get on Perplexity. Now I'm gonna have a weird search history. If something happens to me, delete my search history. Okay. Yes, it's for them. They are. Yeah. From what I just looked up, a degradation kink is when someone is aroused by consensual, verbal, or physical degradation. It's a hard word to say, man. During sexual play, such as insults, belittling language, or role play that makes them feel inferior. That makes them feel inferior. So he wanted to be degraded. He's the dom. He's doing it to her. That's not how doms work. Doms they just like dictate. Doms just dictate. They don't. That's how that works. Are you saying Perplexity is wrong? Yes, it's about. I looked for further information, and they also confirmed he wants that to be done to him. She says she wanted to be praised, and he's not into that. No, you're thinking about this incorrectly. Her kinks are oriented towards positivity. His kinks are oriented towards negativity. Her getting praised right after she calls him a fat little pig, the contrast doesn't go together, right? You see how that works? You just killed the vibe. I want to be praised. I'm light, and I want to feel like Sailor Moon in this bitch. And you want me to fart in your mouth? Well, now I don't feel like Sailor Moon anymore. Cause, you know what I mean? You feel me? Like, is that clear? You see how that's kind of conflicting in the bedroom? Now, she may have explained it incorrectly. Backroom Barbie, are you her on her spam account? Well, how do you have all this information? You're saying things with a lot of like certainty in your comments. Kiana, just say what she said. I'm definitely not scrolling up. There's too many people in the chat. I'm a Dom, that's why. Okay, whatever the fuck. I don't care. Perplexity has access to all of the Dom information on the web, so I think I'm going to default to what Perplexity says, not just because you call yourself a Dom. That would explain why he wants to dominate her in real life if he's being degraded. But no, Doms typically, that's the dynamic. It's not just sexual. When like a Dom sub dynamic, that's like the dynamic. Period. It's not just in the bedroom. It's also in, like actual life. Typically. Shit can get weird. Can get weird. My sneaky suspicion is all the motherfuckers have either been abused or on the spectrum. Oh, I thought it was a kink in the bedroom only. Nah, that's just how they live life. It's like I want to turn my brain off, right? It's that type of vibe. Like I want to turn my brain off. You do everything. So I talked to someone about this on the spectrum, because people on the spectrum like rules. They like rules. They don't like things too much complexity without rules. So BDSM communities attract a lot of people who are on the spectrum because there's rules to BDSM. This is my role. That's your role. It's a lot of rules. So it can help them navigate it. I've talked to a few people in those communities and they agree with that assertion. Oh, yeah. A lot of people on the spectrum or have been sexually abused. Weird world to enter. I'll tell you that much. Weird world to enter. A lot of trauma. A lot of trauma. A lot of it. So, yeah. I told y'all about the chick I talked to said she was in the kitten play. I saw what Kiana said even. So she was getting farted on. I mean, I love my boss ladies, but not that much. I don't know. I've had my suspicions, Mr. O'Neal. You ain't never like looked into any kind of Dom situation? Dom sub situations? Yeah, I wouldn't advise anybody go down that rabbit hole. Age play is very weird to me. I hate that I know these terms. Yeah, I talked to girls in the kitten play. I said, what the fuck does that mean? You just knock shit off the table? And don't come when I call you? She was like, mm-hmm. I said, oh. Well, there goes my mama. I gotta leave. I gotta head out. Too weird for me. Too weird for me. How was that even unlocked for you? He was watching Garfield one day. He was like, you know what? Mm-hmm. I too like lasagna. What the fuck? How did you even come to that conclusion? How does that start childhood issues? I don't know, man. I know a good amount about like how the mind works, but I ain't touching that one. I don't want to know. I like to help regular old folk. If you come on my line meowing, you're getting blocked. I'm blocking you and your entire bloodline. Don't come up here meowing about no damn kid and play. All right? I still want to know who DM'd Isabella. I want you to tell me who DM'd you after you came up. I want you to reveal them to me because they got real quiet in the chat when they asked that question. I know you got a few messages your way. To find a kinky woman of God has to be. You might have hit the jackpot with that one. Gotta be. Hold on, what she say? Got like 10 DMs already. See, I knew it. 10 DMs in this live alone. These weren't the regular Africans either. These were regular people. But yeah, kinky woman of God. Whoa. Oh. You are real. It's like you just thank him immediately. You are real. Can you imagine like being abstinent and then shorties be approved? It happens a lot. My coach used to talk about that. He was like, all right, listen, because my coach is a Christian as well. So he was like, you can abstain, all that kind of stuff. He was like, but be very discerning because there are some women who have no problem with abstaining because they don't like sex. They don't have much of a sex drive at all. So yeah, it's kind of easier for them. Then they get married and they never want to fuck you. They never want to do it. Some people they live that life. Some people live that life. So just be discerning. Yeah, there's a difference in sex drive. Some people have a very low sex drive, man. So heed that advice. Because I never thought about it till you said it. I was like, wait, that makes sense. Because it would be easier not to sleep with nobody, right? You didn't have this moral superiority because of it. And really it's just because you don't have as much of a desire for that as other people do. So be careful out there, man. Be careful. He also told me he's talked to some priests. And they were like, some guys marry these women who are virgins. And he's like, because they think that the woman who's a virgin is like pure. And then she's only going to have eyes for them. And she says they get married and get cracked for the first time. And everybody gets some pussy. Hold on. Everybody gets some ass. It unlocks the freak. He said it also happens. You think you're safe? No. Everybody get that ass. She's tithing with that ass. She's tithing with it. She's giving back with those cheeks. Really, I think if you did it before marriage, it's bad because you compare. Right, I agree with that. It's just two things are true at the same time, right? So, yeah. They like it, and they're like, I want more of that. I want more of that. Let me go ahead and get out there and see what this is about. Now, I think those are to be fair, I think those are the anomalies. That's your average woman who's saving herself, obviously. Just a very interesting outcome. She testing out every chair, right? Right. So, Very interesting situation some people are in. Do you want another call? Let me look at the queue. I'm going to judge by their profile pic. Let me see if Gabe's still up. We ain't talking to no fellas today yet. Okay, he must have dropped. Let's see what Shorty talking about. See what Shorty talking about. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
So a couple of weeks ago, went to dinner with my friend, and at dinner, a guy was sat next to us.
Right.
And we started conversation because he had a really good looking drink or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting drink. Like, you know, what are you drinking? And then we continued conversation like throughout the whole night. And he seemed really interested when we were talking. He was showing me like dinner places that he wanted to go to because he was in town for a convention. And I don't know, by the end of it, he just paid for dinner. And he was like, oh, thank you for having dinner with me. Mm-hmm. And just left. And my friend was like, why didn't you give him your number? Like, why didn't you offer it or anything like that? But I'm in a place in my life where I don't want to pursue any man. And I don't feel like, I felt like at the moment, if he didn't ask for my number, then he wasn't, you know, that interested. But was that a wrong way to look at it? Or should I have like offered like some type of contact? Or did that just show that he wasn't interested?
Wait, so he approached you and then asked could he eat with you or something?
No, he was sitting directly next to us. It was a small little Mexican restaurant, so
right.
The tables were really, really close. And I guess like it started off just as like, oh, okay, like you're like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? And then it went into like deeper conversations, and like he was asking like where we were from. But specifically me, is like my friend was sitting next to him and I was sitting diagonal from him, and although my friend was sitting right next to him, he was speaking more to me. Like he was showing me his phone of like different dinner spots. And I guess I was sending off cues that I was interested because he was handsome. But the only thing is, so my friend, she's Italian,
mm-hmm.
so white, right? Mm-hmm. And he was also white. So at first I was looking at the two of them sitting next to each other. I was like, oh, they would be cute together. So, but he was really focusing more conversation with me. So I was just like, okay, like,
right.
He seemed interested, but then he didn't pursue. Like he didn't like ask for my number or any contact or anything like that.
What was your energy like in the
I was very open.
Okay.
I was open. I was asking questions. He was reciprocating communication. It was really cool. Like he was asking more like questions. Like he asked like how old I was, my name. Like he seemed interested, but then he just paid for dinner and left. Like, so I was like, okay.
He paid for his dinner or y'all's dinner as well?
Sorry?
He paid for just his dinner?
Yeah, that was another thing too. He just paid, like we weren't done, so we were still like getting more drinks, and we were waiting for like more food to come out. So yeah, he just paid for his dinner. And I guess it was like a Sunday night, so for the next like, it was pretty late also, because we were still going to a concert afterwards. But he I guess he had the conference early in the morning, so he just paid for his dinner and left.
How old do you think he was?
He seemed like he was like mid to late 30s.
Oh, okay. Handsome guy, Italian, mid to late 30s?
Yeah, he was handsome. I don't know if he was Italian, but he was white. But he was handsome. And I'm not usually attracted to white men. Like, I've never been really interested. But I was like, oh, he's very handsome. Like, I would have, if he asked for my number, I would have definitely gave it to him. But right. I don't know. I don't feel the need to like pursue a man, so I
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
going
no,
to
no.
just
You didn't do anything wrong.
okay.
No, if he was interested,
But
he
I'm
would
just
have.
thinking like in future cases, like if that was to happen again, I still don't feel like I would be like, oh yeah, here, take my number.
Right.
But my friend was like, you should have offered your number, and I was like,
No, no,
not right.
no. You did what you needed to do by being receptive to his advances, like him just conversing with you. You were receptive. You weren't standoffish. You weren't cold per your own description. So that's like sometimes people are just friendly and they're just people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It was like some of the things. Yeah, so I was just thinking like, okay, if that was to happen again, I still don't think I would offer my number. I would just be like, okay, well, he's not that interested. Because in my mind, it's like, if you're willing to leave with no contact, then that means you're just not that interested, right?
Somebody that bold to start conversations with strangers who are sitting beside them is also bold enough to ask for your number if he's interested.
Yeah. Well, I started the first conversation because I asked him, oh, what are you drinking? So, I mean, he didn't initiate the conversation.
It's even better. So it's like you gave him a big opening. He just talked with you and then left.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I don't have any other questions. It was just something that I was like, let me ask the perspective of a man, because as girls, we talk and we're like, oh yeah, you should have just, and I was like, no, I'm not really interested in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
if you did, that would have likely just ended in a hookup.
Sorry?
If you did, that likely would have just ended in a hookup situation.
Oh, if I offered my number to him? Well, it can only end in a hookup if I allowed it to happen. So
but you see what I'm saying? Like that would be the dynamic that would have been optimized.
Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. Right? Yeah, I get that.
He would have looked at it from that perspective. I was like, oh, okay.
That's what I said to my friend also. I feel like most relationships that the women pursue, the men, it becomes very, like, it feels like almost for the rest of the relationship, the woman has to chase, and I'm not doing that.
Right. That's changed a little bit with Gen Z. I don't think, it might be overstated because I just see social media videos, but like some of these younger guys they're just misguided. They are coming to the erroneous conclusion that the woman should choose who she wants because that's how you know she really likes you. So with your age range, the advice I said plays. With the younger gals, it's like, it depends, because some younger guys I hear really are like, I'm just going to be as attractive as I can be, and if you want me, come and get me. It's that type of
the princesses. Nah, I'm not into that. No. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't really have anything else at the moment, but I've been watching you for a while, and I like your perspective, so I appreciate the input.
I appreciate your question, love. You have a good one, all right?
You too, bye.
So some of my baby brother is like that. It's a sickness, man. I've seen so many, like the logic is so flawed. And it comes from a place of them being terrified of getting like cheated on, or the woman secretly desiring another man other than them. That's where it comes from. They're just terrified of that outcome. So it's like, if you want me they don't understand that that's only the most desirable men can even have that position. I've told guys, you don't want women to start approaching. The advantage that men have is that women tend to choose the men who were bold enough to go after them. So women are pretty. They're the delicate flowers who get picked, right? And out of all the men who are going after the woman, she then picks the one who she wants to deal with, right? So you have a strategic advantage because a lot of guys are weak and they won't approach. So he could be quote unquote better than you, but you exploit his lack of courage. Right? Lesser men have won over women because the man who's actually on her level didn't want to approach her, right? So, if you were to hypothetically change that and make it so women approach, who do you think they're approaching? Who are they approaching? You think the average man's getting approached? No, that's not happening. You just made shit way worse for yourself. Way worse. So be careful what you wish for. Right? Be careful. It's going to be the cream of the crop of men who get selected. You likely don't fit into that caliber. So the way it's currently set up, the average Joe has a shot. Don't fight against that. It's worked for a long time. Why are we trying to reinvent the fucking wheel? But what do I know? What do I want? That's how you know she really likes you. That's the shit that pisses me off. That really likes you shit is the most annoying thing on the planet, because you're conflating someone liking you for liking how you look. Those are two different things. Those are two different things. You don't know if you like someone until you've experienced them and their personality and their energy. If Shorty is just approaching you, she don't like you because she don't know you. She don't know you yet. She's just attracted to you. You would think this shit is like an IQ test. It's a litmus test for idiots. Well, you would think that would be obvious, but the amount of people I have to explain that to blows my fucking mind. I remember I made a video talking about that. Some woman commented. She was like, "Why does it have to be explained?" I'm like, "I'm with you. I don't know why this has to be explained. It just seems like it's common sense, but it's not. They don't think that way. They think." They also are revealing that they're probably also very shallow people. They're revealing that they select people purely off of looks. So, I don't know, man. Well, so I haven't had any kind of weird comments on my videos lately. So I think one person commented on my video. He was like, "I used to hate on dude hard, but he really knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's the GOAT." I want to frame that shit. I'm like, yeah, finally got one. Know what I'm talking about. All right. Last minute questions before I hop off. Drop them in the chat. Also, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, this icon right here, hit that button below. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Why he hating? Because I would make videos and tell men like to do the scary thing just for their own development, right? So I would say approach just for your own development, just to make you stronger, right? Just so you can cultivate courage, shit like that. A lot of other people are optimizing their advice around things being easy. It's the wrong approach. Wrong approach. You grow in masculinity when you do challenging things. Trying to make things easy is to reduce the challenge. Wrong approach. All right, last minute questions. Going once. Going twice. So, if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also streaming. It's on YouTube, so you can watch things there. Link in bio for that. Again, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, shoot me a DM. I ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call, okay? Prices go up end of the month, so act fast, right? Appreciate the miles, appreciate the chat. See y'all all tomorrow. Take care.